Bitches eject. Today we are looking at the minions of Blaster, Soundwave and Bailey Soundwave. There are 8 of them to go through. Hello, Mike Dezaras Prime, welcome back to the channel. This is another Titans Return. It's a bonus review of Soundwave and Blaster's minions. I made a decision to do the separate review for these guys when it came to the Soundwave review, because there was 2 Soundwaves and a Blaster to go through in comparison. So I figured, oh, I sound rough, don't I? I don't look great either. So I decided I'll go through the bitches separately, and it would afford me the time to go through Rewind and Stripes' other modes, because they are triple changes. So we'll start with Rewind and Stripes, seeing as I've already covered these in some depth. Rewind, I got him before I got Blaster and Soundwave. I got him because oh, he won't stand up. That's not the reason I got him. There we are. Got him. I was out shopping with Bradley, and sometimes you want to buy something, and I think it was one of those days when neither of us really found anything that really struck us or thought, I want that. I saw Soundwave, but again didn't have Blaster, so didn't want to get Soundwave. But I picked up Rewind, and in the comics, in Matumti and the Lost Light, he was more closely associated with Chrome Dome than he probably was with Blaster. And there we go. He looks great. And I'm all about that fucking LGBTQ. I'm all for that. I have no issues with it. Love is love. You can't choose who you fall in love with. In all races, whether it be human or Cybertronian. So, but yeah, great detail. I've already gone over his detail and stuff on the with the shoulders, the chest piece, and that little speaker sort of things going on his shins, and around the back stickers that I'm not really a fan of, but fair enough. There's some nice detail if the light doesn't shine off the foil there, and his little Autobot symbol on that shoulder there. Did I go through articulation last time? Probably not. Let's go through articulation. His head does a full 360. His arms go all the way around. They go up, bend at the elbow. There's a bicep swivel. No wrist action. Bend elbow, yeah. No waist swivel. Legs can go out. They go forward, bend at the knees. There's a not a thigh swivel, but his knees run a ball joint, so you can position the legs a little bit differently. And he has bit of foot action up and down with the toes, but that's mainly for the transformation. Very articulate figures these are, actually. This particular one is. Got no complaints. He looks good if he wants to focus, if the camera wants to focus on him. There we are. He looks good. He plays well. I've mentioned it before, how smaller Legends and Scout size figures have evolved over the years, and yeah, they're almost like fully formed action figures in their own right, whereas previous Transformers figures, Legends figures, they didn't really have much to them. So yeah, big fan of Rewind. He's fallen over. My table's a bit bumpy in places. Stripes. Stripes is an odd one. He's supposed to be like the Puma sort of thing, and he turns into like the Condor type of thing as well. We'll get to the alt modes after. Let's go through each individual robot. Yeah, I've mentioned it before. It's like he's out of the fucking like a 70s porno sort of thing, with all the fucking like the rug and the fucking weird ass fucking leopard, like tiger print stuff. And wings are a bit weird. I don't get why. I mean, I know why they've got wings. It's for the fucking other modes, but it just seems a bit strange seeing them in their cat modes. In terms of articulation, he let's see if we can get a look at his face. Not better for trying it from the side, actually. There we go. Some nice sculpting on the neck, and it almost looks more like a dragon than a cat. That's how I see it, anyway. Articulation, his shoulders can go up. He's got the bend at the knee and bend at the paw as well. Bit of a paw tilt, swivel up and down. Back legs, they do go forwards and backwards to a degree, but hindered by this piece that goes around. And again, double jointed knee and a bit of a foot tilt as well. So yeah, not too shabby. I do feel like Ravage still pulls it off better. We'll get to him next, actually. I think the reason Ravage pulls it off better is because he's mainly black. He doesn't have as many garish colours, so if you hold Ravage up to me like that, it's like you don't see the gaps as much because it's black and it's blending into a black background. But different head sculpt as well, because this one definitely looks like Ravage. I think Stripes is meant to be a liger maybe, because he kind of looks like a mane at the back, where it looks like a dragon crest, it looks like a mane. But a Ravage has got that nice painted detail there, and the yellow eyes. Yeah, he has them on both sides. Quite plain on the top, but that's fine. His Ravage is a puma, is a spy, is a stealthy bastard. So you don't want him to be riddled with decoration, do you? If he's got a job to do and he's got to fucking go in and be all stealthy, he doesn't need a lot of fucking decoration on him. Otherwise, it'll just give him away. He articulation is the same as the others. Yeah, the wings again. It's like, why? But certain parts have got to go somewhere, and that's just the way it is. This is one that I can't say came with Titan's Return Soundwave. I got it when I got Titan's Return Soundwave, so it is part of the actual Titan's Return line, is probably the best way to describe it. So is Laserbeak. He was part of the Titan's Return proper line. And he does a good job of retaining that look of... Out of the way, mate. Does a good job of retaining that nice G1 look. It's a bit thicker in the wings and the back things here, that they make up those like guns. They substitute for the guns nicely, the chrome guns that you used to put on. But yeah, he's got his little legs underneath. Not much articulation. His head is, you could do that. You can spread his wings a little bit, but not a great deal. His feet, his legs go up and down. Still a nice figure, and some of the detailing on Laserbeak as well, which is going to be hard to see because they're on foil stickers. You can see it all bleeding in, but you can see like the grids in the background and the little detailing there. That lovely Decepticon symbol there. Looks great with the black and the red. Really nice figure. Hang on, do I have... Oh, I've got a Laserbeak here actually. It's the Classics reissue. Ravage. Only Rat Bat because I haven't got Rat Bat. We'll take Frenzy and Buzzsaw. Now these are the classics reissues of the cassettes, the G1 cassettes. Some of them I've got. I'll just quickly go back. Well, I'll do Laserbeak and then we'll quickly go back to Ravage. But those pieces here kind of do a good simulation of those guns on the G1/Classics Laserbeak, and yeah, it's I like how they've managed to upgrade him for the modern era without making him a weird ass yellow thing like they did in Armada. So yeah, good job with Laserbeak there. Quickly go back to Ravage. And see, this Ravage has more detail. It's kind of hidden under the guns, and it's more on one side because of the tape side, and this other side's flat black. But he's got his like missile launchers here on his hips, and you know, right, this Titan's Return Ravage doesn't really have anything to simulate that, but I guess those wings could kind of make up that space. It's just the facing the wrong way. Well, I do think they go. Well, no, that's the best way you can get them is to go that way. So having them down and back's the best option. But yeah, but you've also got like this little part here where you can lift that up just to give him more of a skulking presence there, much like the original. So it's a good, again, it's a decent upgrade, I guess, and he's got some, you know, fucking front profile to him as opposed to that. So yeah, this mold has its issues with like the gappage and the weird ass wings on fucking cats, but you know, it's I'm not going to say a step up because it still it has its issues, but there are issues where it betters the original, I feel. I'm alright, I'll quickly go through I'll quickly run down Buzzsaw, who is like pretty much yellow Laserbeak, and he's yellow, obviously I've just said it, with some interesting design work on the top there that all fits together nicely. That almost looks like an email notification, and a chat box, like, oh, you've got a message, and SD card stuff. So they've made him look more modern. That'll probably we'll probably notice that better when we get to the tablet mode. But yeah, it's pretty much Laserbeak in yellow, but with some different decals, and it's still nice. I still like it. And again, if we go with I believe Buzzsaw came with the, I think there was the Classics reissue, which was the Sound Blaster mold, which holds two tapes, sorry, which is the one I've got. I've got the other one as well. My mate Steve gave me the one deck reissue because there was, I think it was in Universe, where you had the one tape Soundwave, and you had Buzzsaw, Rat Bat, Frenzy and Rumble. So, but yeah, I've got a Buzzsaw to compare it to, and you know, his wing designs are different, but you know, bear in mind this is from the 80s. This is an updated version, and again, much like Laserbeak, it does a good job of updating it for the modern era, considering essentially it is just yellow Laserbeak in a way, so it was always going to be like that. Oh, and also Bailey Soundwave, the Bumblebee movie one, came with a different version of Buzzsaw. It's the same mould, but if we look at a quick comparison, Titan's Return Buzzsaw has the silver crest on the back of his head and an orange beak. Movie Buzzsaw doesn't. He has the black crest with a gold beak, and there's some nice gold paint on this. There's more black, like the legs. The underside is black, whereas on that it's yellow with the grey wings. Wing tips and the legs. But with this one, it's all black. It's more subtle, more muted, and in the absence of Ravage, because Ravage wasn't released for the Bumblebee movie, or as part of that 3-pack that came with the one-step Bumblebee, so you need that stealth bot in there, don't you? Really, the Infiltrator. Again, decent detailing on there. More basic because this does go back to the 80s, so it looks more like a tape, and gold wings, the fold out parts, and on black with some nice gold highlights around the edges. So yeah, another decent little version of Buzzsaw. It's going to get to the point, isn't it, where instead of Buzzsaw being a yellow Laserbeak's going to become a red Buzzsaw, because I have more versions of Buzzsaw than Laserbeak now. I believe this one's called Howlaway. Howlaway. Because I bought it and left the instructions at my son's, so I can't remember the names. I'll just double check actually. Fuck that up, didn't I? It's Howlback. And it's a girl. Howlback is a female. Did not know that. I thought it was just some generic fucking blue cassette just to fill out the line, but it turns out Howlback has a bit of a history. So yeah, good on you, girl. So Howlback, not Howlaway. Like I said, I'd never heard of this figure until I got the toy. So yeah, it's part of the special edition portion of the G1 continuity apparently. But yeah, this is Howlback from Bumblebee. She's a girl. Pretty much Ravage in blue. But again, nice. And the grey going across the back. And grey legs. Not a lot of detail again in this mode, because I'm guessing again Infiltrator. Now, they've really done a good job of making the Infiltrators look infiltratory, if that's the best way to describe it. But yeah, it's pretty much Ravage. You've got your double jointed knees and your poor ankle tilt a little bit forwards, backwards, so you can pose her better, and the head and stuff. And it's cute. I like it. Yep, that is Howlback, not Howlaway. Baby, don't hurt me. I think we're just left with, right, we've covered Rewind and Stripes, Howlback and Ravage, Laserbeak and Buzzsaws. Yeah, I think we're just left with Frenzy. I don't know if, because Howlback and that redeco of Buzzsaw were Target exclusives that you can get in Argos in the UK in a little 3-pack. With Frenzy, I can't remember, I don't know if Frenzy and Rumble were released for Titan's Return. If there were, I wouldn't mind picking up a Rumble, just so I've got both of them, because now I've got Frenzy and no Rumble. But I've always had this trouble with, I've always had a thing where I've had more luck getting the Decepticon minions than I have the Autobot ones. For the Cybertron Soundwave, got all the cassette or the discs for him, I think, or most of them, but didn't get a single one for Blaster other than the one that came with him. So couldn't find the Blaster ones anywhere. Struggled to find Blaster minions as well. Well, this is Frenzy. And he looks great. He's got that cocky little, I may be small, but I will fight you to the death look about him, with that visor and that little smirk on his face. And nice shoulder and chest detailing again. And a nice two-tone blue with a navy blue and then a more royal blue going down. And he is, as far as I can tell, just a straight repaint with a different head sculpt of Rewind. Unless there is a Titans Return Frenzy and Rewind came after. I'm not sure on that. A nice gold detail for the discs on his legs instead of the silver. And then on the back, we've got, again, can't see it because it's shiny, but some nice detail there for the tape mode. And he has the same articulation as Rewind. His head goes a full 360. Arms up, out, elbow swivel, no, bicep swivel, sorry. Bend at the elbows, legs go out, forward, bend at the knees, ball jointed knee, so no thigh swivel, but you've got that instead, and a bit of toe movement. So yeah, those are the 8 bitches I have in one of their modes, their main robot modes. I do like Frenzy. I do want to get a Rumble now, because like the Seekers and fucking like Soundwave and Blaster, I need the both of them. I don't need both of them, but yeah, sorry. Quickly, forgot to do this, didn't I? Comparison with the G1 Frenzy. Definitely, I mean, look at the chest. That line that goes down. There's a couple of differences. Well, actually, no. It looks, yeah, squares there instead of the circles. But that design is definitely there to the chest design. So yeah, well played on that. That like little circuit line that goes down. It looks great. This is a good update, a very good update to this. Yeah, probably the most successful one. But yeah, those are the bitches in their robot modes. Let's get them to, we'll go tablet, and then we'll work from there. Okay, so the first thing about these is they're all going to look like that, but it's mainly to look at the detail of them. We'll start with the Autobots, Blaster's minions. Rewind has that nice tape detail to him, which, considering it's an upgraded form, a more modern interpretation, I'm surprised they kept the tape detail with him. Not a fan of the stickers still, but then again, it's a weird one, this, isn't it? Because you look, you've got the Wi-Fi and the signal indicators at the top and the battery power. Then you've got the tape, the cassette decoration, and below you've got like the chat window, Word documents, camera app, and all that stuff. It's kind of like, it's weird. It's like he's from both eras. I mean, he obviously is. That's probably what they've gone for. Just update him, but still keep some of that retro look about it, which is pretty decent. I like that. And he fits together as a tape fucking tablet very nicely. Stripes. His fucking's really garish, this, but you can see if you've got the Wi-Fi signal, the cell signal, the battery. They've all lost 1 bar of battery. That's one thing I've noticed so far. Email, chat, document, camera app there. And then this fucking whatever the hell's going on there. The stickers are a bit skewed on this. You can tell there. But yeah. It's not bad. It's around there, it's a bit iffy, but it is with all of the cat ones, so I'm not going to hold it against Stripes. I'll hold it against them all. But no, it's kind of, I don't know what's going on there in the background, but yeah, he's trying to do something, isn't he? Let's look at the, we'll go with the Soundwave, the Bumblebee ones next, because this is strange. This is Halbach. Now, the design in and of itself isn't odd. It's hard to see because of the fucking reflection. It's just the placement. It goes across. Now, if you're trying to be a tape, then bam, bam, that's where your fucking holes would be to connect into the tape player. But they've got it it's a bit different there. I don't know if it's some different kind of tape, because, you know, you used to have VHS and Betamax, didn't you? I don't know whether it's trying to be something different like that, or whether, you know, on Cybertron they have different forms of cassettes. It's an interest. It's a curiosity, that one is. It got me like, because when you look at Buzzsaw, tape holes on either side. It looks more like a traditional cassette than Halbach's does. Buzzsaw, the birds fold away pretty nicely. Halbach has that issue there, but, you know, I guess it's somewhat unavoidable. Otherwise, you're going to be adding more panels to a cat, and that's not what anyone wants, is it? Yeah, decent little tablet mode for Buzzsaw as well. And the same with the Frenzy. Still got rocking that cassette look. It's a nice, decent cassette. There's not a lot to say about this, really. You store the weapons in there, him and Rewind, and it fills it out a bit nicely. The back, it's all a full block. There's no real gaps to look at. But yeah, Frenzy makes a nice tablet / cassette as well. Now let's look at the Decepticon ones. Let's start with Buzzsaw, because I was curious about this one. We've seen it a lot now, since we've been looking at them. Come on. My camera's decided it doesn't want to fucking focus now. There we are. But you notice it's got like it's missing a bar of battery power again. You've got the Wi-Fi and the cell tower signals. You've got email, chat, document, and camera at the bottom. And some all manner of Decepticon stuff going on in the background. Probably the home screen, maybe they're hacking or cracking a code or something like that. It's some nice detail there. And the cassette mode is, you know, as standard. The other Buzzsaw hides it well because he's more black with a few gold trims and highlights, as opposed to this Buzzsaw being primarily yellow. Ravage. Ravage is a different one, isn't he? He's I think that's the right way to hold it. But Ravage definitely looks... it's harder to tell the details on these because it's black background. There we are. But you've got a whole manner of shit going on. You've got the X, the on switch, and all these other little symbols like the home screen. And is that to bookmark or favorite something? You find certain plans, and then you favorite though. You hack and steal certain plans. Oh, I found Fort Max's weakness. Oh yeah, I'll just bookmark that. Don't know what that is. No clue. Running mode. You got game. What does that say there? Let's see if I can read it. Surveillance. Let's just try and get it back into focus. Yeah, you got all manner of different fucking activities going on Ravage's home screen. There's all that shit there. There's that, and then there's that thing there. It's a very busy screen, this, but not in a messy way. It's all like divided into 4 categories for different activities, and then all the stuff at the bottom: running mode, bookmark, go back. I'm guessing close browser. That I don't know. I think that in some regions is the cell signal for your mobile phones and that. In some regions, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that because I have the standard descending bars. But yeah, Ravages is quite cool actually. And then we've got Laserbeak finally. Get a look on it. I do like this because it's not in your face like some of the other ones. You can barely notice it's there. Now Laserbeak's got, there's some stuff at the top. I'm gonna have to get a look at this myself because I can't read backwards. It's got the time, 11:59 p.m. I want to say 84% battery and a decent Wi-Fi signal. Then it's got spyware.exe, so that's probably a spyware thing you'd execute. Playlist work mix. Okay, I'd love to know what's on Laserbeak's playlist. Record, intercept, tracking, and recording. So, quite a lot going on Laserbeak's screen as well, but it's even tidier than Ravage's. And these little things I like that they've added different things to the tapes because they could have left them plain. Again, not a big fan of stickers, but I can see why it'd be easier to do that than print them. But it's like, yeah, I like that they've done something different with each one. Obviously, the Bumblebee movie ones, they're all pretty generic tapes. But yeah, that was the thing back in the day, wasn't it? Tapes. You didn't have any of these data pads or tablets or anything. You could do multiple things on, where you could favourite, fucking bookmark stolen documents and have running mode and that. But yeah, they're pretty decent. I like the little detail. They are all essentially just fucking them, but the little differences that go into them that make them stand out in their own way, in their tablet mode, because the robot modes kind of, they have their own characters there, but these little designs all give them a little bit of extra character. Anyway, they are triple changers. I've never really bothered with this before, but let's have a look at their third modes. Okay, so that was an enlightening experience. Yeah, interesting that. I'd done Rewind's third mode once. Never really bothered with the third modes on the other ones. So let's have a look. We'll start with Rewind. And for that matter, Frenzy as well. They're nice little fucking mini tank modes, or APCs or whatever. They're like little military vehicles with the little guns on, and they can pew pew shoot you and fuck off, no you fuck off, you bastard, no your mum's a bastard, that kind of thing. So yeah, I like that there's like simulated fucking missiles in there as well. I think they're just the knee joints, but yeah, some nice detailing. Did a really good job actually of these. I really like these. Just two little cute fucking robots that turn into tablets and also turn into heavy weapon machinery. So yeah, good job on those. The birds, I'm not sure what the birds are. I mean, I know that the land vehicles, they almost look like those fucking rover satellite things that you'd send to Mars and then they just go around taking photos, but they ain't got all the stuff on the top. It's you couldn't fit a person inside, I don't think, unless they went in there. It's an interesting one. This, I mean, it would obviously be a mini bot still, so you wouldn't fit a person inside. But what is it? I can't remember. I haven't got the instructions on me, so it doesn't tell. I can't figure out what it is. It's a strange one. Minesweeper maybe. Don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know what these are. Some sort of like little fucking, maybe like mini assault vehicle or some shit. Let's have a look at other buzzsaw. His is in black and gold. Yep, decent enough, if still unidentifiable. And then we've got Laserbeak as well, which actually looks quite badass. It's if Knight Rider was an unidentifiable buggy type fucking thing. So yeah, decent. It's strange. It's more of a curiosity decent. If I knew what they were and had reference pictures and they didn't look anything like it, then my opinion would probably go down a little bit. But yeah. Oh, yeah. The cats. So this is Ravage. I'm guessing it's sort of like a mini shuttle. And the paws, the legs become missiles and shit. Mini jet sort of thing. It just looks weird. I mentioned before, didn't I? And I think when I was reviewing Stripes initially that, excuse me, it looks a bit like, fucking another fucking Skylink shuttle thing there. It does remind me of Skylinks in a shuttle mode. I don't own a single Skylinks, but I feel like I have too many Skylinkses. Because I've got this, I've got Ravage, and Howlback. And also Stripes. Wingspans don't help. And then I have Dezaras. And Dezaras was a Skylinks repaint. But yeah, I feel like I've got too much Skylinks now. It does an okay job for what it's supposed to be, like a little fighter shuttle jet sort of thing. Gappage, yeah, there's weak spots that Rewind could figure out on his tablet and shit. But yeah, I think I'll stick with cat modes for these. They're weird. They're weird. Stars of the show are definitely Rewind and Frenzy. They have very good robot modes that have all the articulative qualities of a Deluxe or a Voyager. Most of them. But enough. More than enough. Yeah, they have decent cassette tablet modes, and their little tank mode is cute as fuck. So I would definitely say that Frenzy and Rewind win this. The birds, good birds, but yeah, and decent enough tablets, enough character to individually distinguish each one. But what are these? The cats are probably the weakest ones. I mean, I'll give them credit for trying. I mean, they're not bad, but the cats with wings. The cat mode is there's gaps and shit, and then there's the wings, and it's like, well, fair enough, I guess, because otherwise. And then the cassette modes, they're a bit more hollow underneath, but then you'd have to have more panels in, and then you'd have fucking 4 winged cats, and it'd just be weird. And then you've got these. I mean, they look good from certain angles, and like I said, when I compared Ravage with G1 Ravage or Classics Ravage, from the front, they definitely have a presence as opposed to like, oh, my tape folded out. So, yeah, there's that. But yeah, they're not bad. They're just not the best of the bunch. The best of the bunch is definitely these two, with the birds in the middle. Anyway, that concludes my review of these Titans Return and Bumblebee movie bitches, Soundwave and Blaster's minions, companions, because I don't think Blaster would use the term minion. Yeah, interesting bunch, and my hair's all fucking over the place. There's some good ones in there. There's not a bad one, I'd say. It's just there are better ones. Like I said, those two are the stars. Followed by the birds and then the cats. It's but they're definitely not boring. There's intrigue and they're interesting. Just looking up the little details on the tablet modes, and their little robot modes and animal modes are interesting, and the third modes, some are really good, some are good in a curious kind of way, and others are like, well, no, you look like Skylinks, and I hate Skylinks. Sorry, but you do. Anyway, before I give Ravage another unnecessary bollocking, I'm going to sign off there because I'm losing the ability to talk now. I've been Dezaras Prime. You shall see me in a bitch.